So, you turn up with a question like that, and it's got a squared in it. Is it some sort of quadratic?
Yeah.
So we want two brackets. Now some of you were thinking this is really hard. Now let's say it's again from 0 to 2 pi. I'm not dealing with minus pi to pi. We can do that later. You ready? What times what will give me 1? Oh, that's nice. Yeah? Is it going to be a fairly easy question? They're all easy, if you get confident with them. How can I get a cos squared? Cos and a cos. How can I get a 2? A 2 and a 1. I won't bother writing my own. What does a minus mean? 1 is negative. So here's the trap. Either that's negative or that's negative. Do you know which one it is? Could you figure it out? Are some of you mega brains will just do it in your head and go, oh, it's that one, Mr. B.
I'm saying it's the one on the left. First one's
So let's say you don't care. And Zach just goes, I'm going to take a 50-50 guess. It's like, you know, millionaire and they got a 50-50 guess, you know. If you get it right, you get the million or the 100,000, whatever it's up to. How do you check? We know that's that. No doubt in your mind?
Yeah.
2 cos by cos has to be 2 cos squared. Minus 1 by plus 1 has to be minus 1. How do we tell? What's that times that? 2 cos x times 1 is 2 cos x. Let's take my time. What's that one?
Minus cos x.
So, you know how you talk about FOIL, first outside, inside, last? We know the first is correct. We know the first are correct. We know the last are correct. So what do we have to look at? Look at those two. What's that? Cos x. Hey, we got the right one. What do you do with that then? Now, do we need more on this or is that enough? I should finish the question off. Let's get rid of that there. So now we can't write 2 equations. Now, a lot of you should now go and do the rest yourself. Cos x plus 1 equals 0. So I'm going to go, Griff, you mate, just you. How do I solve that equation? The rest you can switch off if you want to, or do some exam paper questions or whatever you want to do. Do you know what to do? Look at my body language. Lean against here, almost cross my legs again. No. So silence answers me.
Yeah.
When I'm teaching, I love silence. Because I look at people's face and I go, they don't really know what they're doing. Now, if there's one in the classroom that does it, there's usually 3 or 4. How can I get rid of a minus 1? Now, this is just an equation. This is like me balancing up a seesaw. I've got to balance it up. If I add 1 to that side, ready? What happened to my seesaw? Did I do that? Yes, I did. Well, that was a seesaw. So what do you got to do to balance the seesaw right? So this is like the year 70 or 8 equations. I add 1 to that side. What happens to the seesaw? Balance the thing. So I've got 2 cos x equals 1. Griff, come back to me now. How can I get rid of that 2? Why? Because between the 2 and the cos there is a multiply. So if I divide that side by 2, you now know how to do it and you don't need the rest. What happened to the seesaw if I divide it? So I had 2 kids on that side and one of them jumps off. They're not exactly the same, but it works in my brain. So if I divide that side 2, I divide that side by 2, and you've got cos x equals 1/2. Right? So let's say you guessed this, or you guessed it wrong and you put a plus there and a minus there. And then you do this one, and you go, oh, I want cos x to be equal that. Why? How do I get rid of 1 now? Yeah. Where does the cos graph equal minus 1? Now, trap. Do you see a cos graph in your head? Ready?
Okay.
Now it goes down there for 90, goes down there to 180, goes up there to 270, goes up there to 360, just because you've missed it, okay? So where's the cos graph start?
The highest point.
Yeah. In this case it was 1. If it was 2, you'd say 2, it was 3.
Yeah.
So where does the cos graph equal minus 1?
At the lowest point.
There it is. So what's the answer for that question? This is normally, when we talk about radians, is 2 pi, so what's that make that one? Pi, pi and 2, and 3 pi and 2. What's the only answer between 0 and 2 pi for that section? Is it still running? It's too long, I'll chop out lots of this later. Pi. Yeah, not minus pi by the way. What's the track? Where's the cos graphic for half? Go across from the half. There's one of them, and there's the other one. Can you see why some people think of the diagram not all stations are central? Does it work for your brain? What do most people do? Where does a cos equal a half? What do we do? 30 degrees, 1, 2, root 3, 60. Cos of 60 is a half, so we know it's 60. What fraction of 180 is that? A third. Yeah, okay. What's our first answer for that? 9.3. Where's our next answer? Let's go back to you. And you're looking tired, like you're going on sleep. We said we want the cos to be plus a half. Over here, the cos will be negative. Go to here, cos is negative. Between 0 and 90, cos is positive. Between 270 and 360, Zach, that's you, mate. Between 270 and 360, see it goes positive, negative, negative, positive. Up here, cos is positive, cos is negative, cos is negative, and cos is positive. That's where we're getting our sections from. All that is the graph. So the next answer is, how's your fractions? What did we say it was? Pi and 3, so there's pi and 3. So there's 2 pi and 3. There's 3 pi and 3. You guys okay now with the 3 pi and 3? So there's 4 pi and 3. What's that one? Okay, 5 pi and 3. And when I think people are okay with this, they're probably not. Well, does every mathematician on the planet normally right? But they're changing these days. I'm watching people not get so fussy. What's the smallest answer? Those answers and that answer. Pi and 3. What's second smallest? Pi. And what's the biggest? 5 pi and 3. So what did we have to do with this? Put in the brackets and make 2 questions up. Done?